Hey everybody, good evening and welcome back. You can see we got a brisket in front of us tonight. I already got this thing trimmed up and seasoned. This was about a 17-pound brisket. I found these the other day for $2.99 a pound, which is the lowest I've seen them in this area in a very long time. I've seen them at $3.99 a pound plenty of times, but found one at $2.99 a pound, picked out the biggest one, and this is what we got. Probably trimmed off 3 to 4 pounds of fat. And then no injection on this one tonight. Real easy to get this thing prepped up. Just use some of this Liam Perrine's W sauce. And then this is for the binder, obviously. And then went on really heavy with this Sucklebuster's Texas brisket rub. If you guys and girls haven't tried this stuff yet, hop on their website, buy this stuff. Or maybe maybe Amazon's got it, but I just go right to Sucklebuster's and get it from them. The shipping there is really fast, but really good on brisket, obviously. That's why they call it Texas brisket rub, probably. But really good on brisket. Awesome on like a big cut of steak. Awesome on chuck roast. I did some chicken with it today. Good on that too. And then after that, I went on another heavy coat of this Sucklebuster's SPG. And I've talked about this stuff enough. I don't need to talk. Well, I'll say one more thing. This stuff's cool because it's a coarse SPG. It's not a fine SPG. It's a coarse SPG. So it gives some texture to your meat, one could say. But I ran out of big disposable pans, so I had to do what I could with some aluminum foil. So what I'm going to go ahead and do with this right now is kind of just wrap this up loose and stick it in the fridge till I'm ready to cook it. So when we're down at the grill, I will pick back up. So we'll see you then. Alrighty, we are back, and you guessed it, we're cooking on the pits and spits tonight. Haven't cooked on this grill, or I should say, haven't done a video on this grill in quite some time. But tonight we're gonna. Pretty much just for a few reasons. I'm going to do this. We're going to do this brisket low and slower. I should say lower and slower. We're going to do this at 180 the whole cook. It's about 7 o'clock at night right now, and I want this ready for dinner tomorrow night. So that should be, pretty much plenty of time. Don't mind a dog in the background. And then for 2, I just know that I can set this thing where I want it, and it's pits and spits. It's money. I know it works. There is a chance of storms tonight, so hence the canopy. That'll keep it out of the rain. I've used this thing in the snow before. I've used it in the rain before, and it operates. It does just fine. It's just something about electronics and water that that don't mix. So Pits and Spits is set at 180. I'm running Pit Boss pellets. I'm using the competition blend, which I believe is like maple, hickory, apple. And then I also have the Pit Boss charcoal, and the Pit Boss charcoal pellets, and I just kind of mixed them together. There's a big question about what pellets work best. I kind of think they all work the same. Obviously, I was a big fan, and I still am a big fan of of the lumberjack. But I was at Walmart, and they had 40-pound bags for like $10. So it's like, what the heck, I'll try something different. And my dad over, Tom Horseman at YouTube, he uses Pit Boss pellets all the time, and he likes it. And I know some other guys. I think Darren over at Ash Kicking uses Pit Boss pellets and has no issue with them. So I've been running Pit Boss pellets in here now for quite some time. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get the brisket loaded up, and I'll give you a look when we got it on the grill. So we will see you then. Alrighty, we are back. Just put the brisket on. You can kind of sort of hear that fan going on and off, on and off. Pellet grills do that at lower temps. The lower the temp, the more it does it. I will say I've heard this thing do it all the way up to about 275, I believe, if it's the right heat, ambient outside, and there's no wind. But today, like I said, we're running at 180, and obviously that fan's doing that. It is about 90-some degrees out yet, and it's still pretty hot, and the wind's starting to pick up. But that side table there, I made myself. This is not an add-on, you can get the add-on from Pits and Spits, but I just decided to make one out of cherry. It's got that little burn mark by the lid. I kind of think that burn mark looks kind of cool. This is just out of some cherry MDF, and then I doubled up the edges there and just painted them black. But without further ado, let's get to the brisket. Just put it on. There it is. We're running fat cap down. I don't know. I've been a fan of fat cap down on briskets for, a bit. Sometimes I run them up, sometimes I run them down. But I'd say for the most part, I run them fat cap down. But, yeah, besides that, I don't got a whole lot else to say. I might leave this thing shut down till, I might leave the lid shut until I get up in the morning, or I might open it up one more time before I go to bed, maybe give it a little spritz. I'm not sure. But the next time I open this thing up, I will pick back up. So we will see you then. Alrighty, good morning. Oh, I don't know if you heard that or not, but welcome back. We're here. About 5:30 in the morning, been on for almost 11 hours now. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is raining. It did actually rain pretty dang hard last night, but I will say that the pits and spits did perfect. It got kind of wet because it got really windy and the wind was just kind of blowing through here. I could have maybe tarped off one end of this tent to help out with that, but it's fine. Real quick, I want to just give you an update on the pellets. This was full when I went to bed last night, so you can see not that many pellets have been used. We are at 180, or it's the actual temp is 180, still set at 180. Alright, let's go ahead and take a peek at the brisket. There it is. From what I did find an extra internal temp probe, but from what that's saying, it's only at 140 right now, or 142 right now. So if that's the case, I might end up turning this temp up here in a little bit. We will see. I'm gonna let it go for a few more hours and see if it maybe comes up, to the at least to the stall, because I don't think it's stalling yet. But that bark is definitely formed. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this thing down, and I'll probably give you a peek at this when I'm wrapping it up. So we will see you then. Alrighty, we are back. Been on for 14 hours. At the 12-hour mark, I went ahead and I did bump the temp up to 250, just because I think if I would have left it at 180, it would have been close to a 24-hour cook, which is cool. But I want to eat dinner today around 4 or 5 o'clock, and that just wouldn't have happened with me wanting to let it rest for at least 2 hours. So, been on for 14 hours, 12 hours at 180, 2 hours at 250. Internal temp on this brisket right now is at about 165, and I'm going to pull this thing off, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it in and wrap it up in some foil. To that foil, I will be adding about a half a can of beef consomme, and then I will finish it off at 250 on here to about probe tender, and then at that point, I'm going to take it off, let it rest for however long I need to let it rest for dinner, and I will pick back up when we're slicing into it. So we will see you then. Alrighty, we are back, and it is time to slice into this thing real quick. Gonna go over the cook times. This was a 17-hour total cook. Did 12 hours at 180, and then 5 hours at 250. Brought this up to an internal of right around 203, 204. And the 12 and the 5 was to 12 hours at 180 on smoke, and then 5 hours wrapped up. But here's the finished product. Brought it in, opened up the foil, and I let it breathe probably for 2-3 minutes, and then shut the foil back up and let it rest in a cooler. And this thing's been resting probably for about 3-4 hours. But we're hungry, so let's go ahead and slice into this and see how we did. Alright, got her all cut up. I actually had to transfer this over to a different cutting board because I need a bigger cutting board. So let's just go ahead and take a piece of the flat and look at how we did. There we go. Looking pretty juicy. I could have maybe trimmed a little bit more of that fat cap off, but a nice looking smoke ring on there, and it definitely passes that bend test. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and try to pull it apart. Pulls real nice. And most importantly, let's go ahead and take a bite. That is, not just saying that, but I think this might be the smokiest brisket, smokiest brisket I've ever done, whether it be the pit boss pellets or just how long I ran it at 184. You can definitely taste that smoke in there. Tastes super, super good, super tender. And the combination of that rub on there, the prime brisket rub, and the SPG by Suckle Busters too, is just really spot on. But here's a piece of the point, looking pretty good. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Pretty fun cook. Like I said, 17-hour cook. I was really hoping to do it at 180 the whole time, and I think I will at some point. But I think I'm going to plan probably for about a 24-hour cook if I do a brisket this big. So now, besides that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for watching. You guys and girls have a good night, and we will see you next time.